All right, so now it's fun time. So now I'm going to do a little bit of drawing from some of my favorite comics. And this is a Nick Fury, Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. And yes, before the movies he was a white dude. And this was in 1969, I believe. Yeah, 1969. And April of 1969. Okay, so all I'm going to do is just try and draw the direction of the arms. So the chest is a little bit like that. The shoulders are going to be here and here. This arm is coming down like this. Thumb. I don't know who the artist was here. You can look it up online. Like that. Okay, so just showing a bit of the chest here, and then he's got this circle thing here, a bit of rib cage here. Actually, they're drawing a little more like that, and then you can see the, I guess, is that the ribs and serratus muscles? A little bit of abs. Okay. Get the head here. Something like that. The eye patch. And give him a bit more jaw. Some hair. And there we go. And that arm goes down behind, like it goes almost straight down. And then the elbow would be on this, maybe more like this angle here. And then the radius would be here, crossed over to the thumb, and then the ulna would be underneath over to the pinky, which we can't see. And the hand basically is coming down in a triangle. Thumb, pointer, car driving finger, etc. like that. And here he's grabbing, I don't know if he's grabbing something or not. So if the shoulders, let's say here, that looks a little traps, and then the shoulder, the head of the humerus would be here, and the elbow is going to be facing pretty much straight up like that. And then if the arm closes, it's going to close in towards the chest. Always remember that the arm's going to close towards the chest. And so we would see a little bit of the bottom of that, because that arm would fold up like that. Once it untwists, it would fold towards the chest. So the flat board here would be kind of like this, okay? And therefore the elbow would be, the elbow joint would be like that. And therefore the bicep, if we draw the board in here, top edge of the board, the bicep will be here. The pec muscle will attach to the arm up here. The deltoids will attach here like this and in behind. The bicep, which is attached to the shoulder blade, the biceps are going to be here, and they're going to face us like this. So if you wanted to draw big old biceps, they would kind of be facing us like this. And then this would attach to the tissue, and this would attach to this ulna bone, or sorry, radius bone here. So the radius is going to cross over to the thumb side, and then the elbow, the ulna, is going to be underneath and go over to the pinky side over here. So hand, And I'm not trying to exactly duplicate this drawing, I'm just trying to show you the direction of the arm structure, like this, one bone over to the thumb, the bone underneath here over to the pinky, and there's the hand, like that. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. This one here would be like this, and the bicep would be facing us like this. All right, and then all the legs and everything, but I'm not going to get into that. So there we go. Nick Fury. All right, let's see what else we can find here to do. Okay, so let's do Jean Grey here, and let's just do a quick mannequin. Her shoulders are going across like that, and her head is facing us, something like that. And then the bicep is kind of pointing up here, so that would lead me to believe that I should draw the board like this. We might see a bit of the top edge of it here. The cylinder for the elbow joint, well, could be a little longer, would be here like that, and then you've got the bottom of the bicep, so her bicep would be, here's the deltoids, right. Okay, so the bicep would be like this. The cylinder for the arm would be, you would just see a little bit of the edge of it here, like that. So the arm could fold up towards the chest, and then the forearm, like that. And then the cool hand pose. And the finger. One finger up like that, and then out and down like that. Okay, something like that. I'm doing this pretty quick. And maybe the elbow would be down here a little more like that. Okay. And here. The ribbon hair. Okay, something like that. And this going over here like that. And now this, you know, she's pretty well endowed here for sure. Etc., etc. So if the cylinder of the elbow is like this, Then here's the radius. It's going to start here and go over to the thumb side on top like that. And then the ulna is going to be down here and go over. It'll be underneath. So the radius will be on top here like this. And the ulna, the elbow bone, will cross over underneath to the pinky like that. Okay? And yeah, Roger Cruz, very sleek, really good. I really like his stuff. And he's pretty economical, but gets a lot of the anatomy across with a few lines, which I really like. And there's the collarbones like that. Now this arm is behind, but how would it go? It would go like this. The biceps would be facing pretty much this way. So that means we would see the edge of the arm here like that. The cylinder of the elbow would be, we'd see a bit of the bottom and it would go up a bit like that. And it might be back here a little bit more, and then we're going to see that arm come out, and the fist like that, and the thumb, he actually drew the thumb correctly, which I really appreciate. And 1, 2, 3, and the pinky like this. So that means that the bones are pretty much parallel. So the radius would be on top on this side and go to the thumb, and the ulna would be underneath and go to the pinky side. So, and I love the way he does the wrist tendons in here like that. That's pretty cool. Okay, so there you go. That's a look at how I think about drawing arms. If you have any questions or any comments, feel free to send them, and yeah, we can discuss. All right, so here we go. So I hope that helped you guys, okay, in drawing and posing your arms. And I think next series I'm going to do is going to be on 3/4 faces, and we'll see how that goes. That's going to be fun. All right, that's it.